Well, we're going to learn something today. It's called using a layer and a screen effect. And we're going to take this nice looking landscape of a mountain scene somewhere in the world. And although there's snow here and you can look at the colors, you would say it's probably fall. Let's make it a more snowy scene. And what we've got are two other pictures. Number one is the snow, and the other one is an ice. And I got these from Google, just doing a search for overlays, and I have a link to that search that you can follow or you can do your own. Get creative here. I'm going to show you how to do this picture. I want you to do this picture, and then I want you to find your own base layer and your own overlays and make something good. It can be a winter scene like this, or it can be anything you really can come up with. All right. Well, here's our base picture. We're going to start with this. Now we need to take the first overlay and we're going to copy this, Control A, Control C, and then go back to the original and paste it. And now you notice we have two layers. Oops, never did the background copy. So let me do that. So I have my background and my layer one. And then the other one I'm going to incorporate is this one. Copy that back to our original that has two layers already, and Control V. So if I turn off the top layer, I can see that. If I turn off the ice layer, I can see the base picture. So I have all three of them here. Now what I need to do is really simple. Is I'm going to come over here on the Layers tab where it says Normal. I'm going to change it to Screen. And when I change it to Screen, right now it's being blocked. Oh, look at this. I was on the ice layer and didn't even know it. I thought I was on the top layer. So if I turn the top layer invisible, you should see what happened with the screen. So let's go back to normal, where it's opaque. It's blocking 100% of the background there. If I turn it into, oh, look at this. You can just see what the different things are. That's not a bad thing to play with either. And we'll use some of these other ones with the types of light, soft light and hard light. And maybe you want to just play around with that instead of just using the screen, but I'm going to use the screen. And now notice it's still hard to see through. So let's go to opacity. Instead of 100%, let's try there you go. I don't know, 67%. Maybe you want to go down to something like that. I think something over 50 is a good idea. All right. And now we're going to do the same thing on the top layer. Is we're going to turn its type into a screen. And now we can kind of play with them. I'm going to put this down a little bit on the opacity, and then maybe take the other one up a little, this icy layer up a little. Yeah, I don't know. It's really up to you how you want it to look. But I would say that looks a whole lot different than if we take these off. Okay. Put that on, and put that on. It almost looks like you're looking out from a cabin window that's got a little frost on it, and you're seeing the snow coming down on the winter scene. So this is using layers as a screen. Again, if you want to come in here and play with something else just to see how it looks, I think there's quite a few options here for you to go with, and you decide what you like. All right, go ahead and do one of these, save it as a Photoshop, then save it as a JPEG and turn in the JPEG. Then I want you to go out and find your own base layer and your own screen layers that you'll put on top of that, and make that project, save it as a Photoshop, save it as a JPEG, turn it in as a JPEG.